and to make more money, they didn't always fill the bag with what they said was in it.
Oh, I thought that might be the case.
Right?
Yeah.
So what
Did
they
they
used
ever
to
put
do...
cats in there?
Yeah.
But I don't see what...
Okay, so sometimes they would put a cat in the bag
They'd put a
and
cat
pretend
in
it
the
was
bag.
chicken or whatever else.
Yeah, so
Why was a cat any cheaper than a chicken?
because cats are wandering around the streets, aren't they? Chickens aren't. So they'd get a chicken, they put a chicken on the top so that when they look in it, they'd go, yeah, that's alright. Got a bag full of chicken. They'd get home to make the dinner, and they'd be like, what are we having tonight? And they'd go, well, you'll never guess. And they'd have like, you know, well, you can have a chicken leg, and, you know...
But it wouldn't be a cat. They'd have to defrost a pizza.
Yeah.
Did they mind that they were eating cat then? In those days?
He didn't say. It just was saying about the saying, don't let the cat out of the bag. It's like, you know, if they see that, they're gonna go mad.
I'm mildly disappointed with this story. It's alright if it's true, but you know, there's something about it, it's just... I want to know more. He always leaves it... Is it Carl doesn't quench your thirst for knowledge, he creates more. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Well, yeah, he's like the pot noodle of information.
Yeah, do you know, he never... I want to go...
I'm not nourished by it.
It's if for every fact he tells me, there's 10 others that spring up that I have to get clear.
Well, so it was the people that were doing this, it was the dodgy butchers that coined this phrase. Were they saying to each other, don't let the cat out of the bag? I.e., what I mean by that, Jack, is don't let them see the cat.
Yeah.
What we've stuffed in there.
Yeah.
Dodgy butcher, that's another phrase, isn't it?
So that's the first one.
Is that a euphemism or is that dodgy butcher?
As his meat delivered round the back.
Sure.
So that's that one. So let's get your kit on.
What does that
then.
mean?
It's a euphemism for homosexuality.
Okay. And meat, presumably, in that means different things.
It doesn't. It's a word that is also a male
Would it
bird.
mean chicken or cat, necessarily, in that context? Or, well, I suppose it could.
Yeah. Carl's look at him. Carl looks at you like a cat.
Yeah.
Whenever we leave him behind, if we don't talk like straight at him and let him see our lips moving, and it's, you know, monosyllabic and very slow. Look, he's lost in that conversation there. He just drifted off, didn't you, Carl?
No, I just was also thinking on animals and that. Something else I was going to use.
Go on.
Was
This isn't a radio show, is it? I just suddenly caught myself. This is nothing.
I told you that before. It's been bad today.
No, but I mean, it's the way, this casual way that it's like we almost have no regard for our listener, and I'm not proud of that. I just don't know what to do about it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to do this properly. I mean, we're just chatting here. I mean, it's only Anderson who's seen through us, and that surprises me that more people haven't. I mean, what are the figures like? Do people listen to this show?
I'll find out for you.
You keep saying that.
But yeah, there's this parrot. And, apparently, it lives
I mean, Rick, it's unique, if nothing else. I mean, when you wake up with Woken tomorrow, you're not even going to hear him start a line with, there was this parrot.
Go on, there was this parrot, yeah, go on.
and it can talk and that. Someone's obviously, you know, taught it how to speak and that. And it flew away. And it's living in this church. Right? And people are at the church doing hymns and that. And then
Trouble's brewing.
in between the
If that
hymns.
parrot was owned by an old, then the vicar is going to be really annoyed. That vicar, that vicar's gonna go on.
I just hope he stays quiet, Rick, during the vicar's sermons.
Yeah, go on.
Have you read it?
No, go on. You read it.
No,
Go on,
no,
go on.
because that's what happens.
Go
right?
on, tell us, Carl.
During the hymns, it's sort of effing and jeffing and stuff. And everyone's like going, oh, you know, it's quite funny, really. You know, it doesn't know what it's doing. Everyone's having a laugh.
Yeah.
But it's causing a havoc at funerals.
When did this happen?
Not years ago.
John was a much loved man. He was a wanker.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was another story.
What can you say about Uncle John?
Bollocks.
Oh God, I love the fact that when you look at things you go, that's interesting, the parrot that swears at funerals.
That would be amazing.
And it stays with you. You see, for a simple man, you retain an awful lot of knowledge. It's just all rubbish.
It's all
Do you know what I mean? If you just replaced all this rubbish with good stuff, you'd be an intellectual.
Yeah.
Really. Because, I mean, your retention is fantastic.
So
Did I lose you again there, did I?
So
Was it the word retention?
we've still got Wash Up With You.
yeah. Should we play a record and do Wash Up With You?
Yeah, we'll play a bit of Aqualung.
Aqualung! Alright, that's Aqualung. Good times gonna come, innit? Right, Carl, come on in, educating Ricky. So, don't let the cat out of the bag, that's where that comes from. Comes from a crafty butcher. Right, come on in.
So the next little headline is Wash Up With You.
What's up with you? Go on.
You want to know about that?
Yes.
It's a survey that they did. Survey that they did this week.
They.
Yeah, some university did some survey.
Brilliant.
Did a world test on washing up.
Yeah.
And each country were given 140 pots to clean. Brits were the quickest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turkey were the slowest at washing up.
The Turks.
It's not because the little fellas that work in the kitchens with no... Is it?
They can't reach.
Spain were the cleanest, and the Germans were pretty good as well. So
I don't know where to start with this. Honestly, Steve, I don't know where to start with that. Look at his
told you,
face.
it was really light, right? We've had the parrot, right? These are things that I found. Found the parrot, right? I've told you about the dog in the car wash.
Right, you didn't tell me about that. You said there's a car wash for a dog. That's what you told me.
Yeah,
the
but there's
parrot, you said there's a parrot. What? It's a problem at funerals.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Do you understand?
And
They used to eat cats.
what else have we got? There's an elephant in India with sore feet.
Why?
There's an elephant in India with sore feet.
No, I'm interested. Why?
Tap dancing.
Why?
I didn't know that
He's
much
trying to
about it.
break Roy Castle's record. He's still going.
Go on. What is it? What is it? Think.
It's an elephant, and it was really old. It was about 76.
Right.
And it had sore feet because it's old, and
They don't make stair
and
lifts
the
that
roads
big, do they?
roads are bad and that.
Yeah, go
so they said, what we're going to do? And the town was like, oh, you know, we're used to seeing it around, it's part of the thing, you know, we don't want it to have sore feet. So they got some slippers made for it. And it had like a picture of the elephant looking happy wearing some slippers.
I love him. I love Carl. His world. Think of it. Where did you see this picture?
That was on the internet.
Right.
That's a lesson though for any elephants listening. You know, don't wear stilettos to work every day
No.
because you can do your feet in.
So that
But
it's
don't elephants have really bad memories?
no, they're really
great
good
memories.
memories.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good then. No, I just thought they'd forget where they put them. I thought there was something about elephants having bad memories and that.
It goes on. Where's my slippers?
Yeah.
I'm sure I left them by the Tesco.
So sorry, there's an elephant walking around wearing slippers.
Yeah, there was that's in
What kind
India.
of slippers? Those sort of old man ones with the sort of checkers.
well, round
design.
ones, I imagine.
Yeah.
Big round ones.
There was that going on.
And is it happening? Is it happier? I mean, does it feel
No,
more
it looked
satisfying?
it, looked it.
Did it look? How can you tell for elephants, please?
What else is there? There was a woman who's had a breast insured for 150 grand.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Any
it's
more
what?
information there?
What? Third party fire and theft.
Don't know, it just had a picture of her with them, like, you know, out. I just thought, yeah, you should get them covered.
He's done another real joke.
Brilliant, that's a proper joke.
He's done look at his little face. He smiles.
I'd like to see you on one of the sort of TV panel games. If they could bring back sort of celebrity squares,
Yeah.
it'd be amazing as the centre square.
Oh, that would be
Wouldn't that be
incredible.
extraordinary? Or on that countdown in Dictionary Corner.
I imagine him in Dictionary
Well, I'd
Corner.
come up with cat. If that helps at all.
Yeah. Memblent.
Yeah, what does that mean, Carl?
Just anything you want it to mean. Oh, what I've got. There's a dog that's got a cough in Singapore because it smokes 20 a day. Right, okay, another one.
So, no, it's the last one in it, so
Yeah.
I'll say that the last one we've got is why don't we
Sorry, what was that? Wash up with you, that was it? But was that it? They what? Survey of washing pots and
I
pans.
didn't understand. You said Italy were the cleanest.
No, Spain.
No, Brits were the quickest.
Yeah.
We were the quickest, but Italy was the
Spain was
cleanest.
the cleanest.
Turkey were the slowest.
Yeah.
Spain were the cleanest.
But why weren't we clean then? Because we were washing it. Why were we not paying attention to the
We did it rubbish, we did it quick.
We did it quickly, but I don't understand why it was being rated on.
Who was doing it? Was it Annette Newman or Ainsley Harriott?
She's quick. Both of them are quick.
Yeah.
Well, they've got like kind of loads of slaves that do it for them.
Did we use fairy liquid?
Don't know. It didn't have
Did
all
we use a
that.
whole bunch of Boy
Didn't
Scouts?
say that. Just
Like
said,
Nanette.
it just said, you know, that.
Who had the
Who
softest
volunteered
hands?
for that?
Who had the softest hands?
So it didn't say. I didn't.
Why is it we don't get notified that this is taking place?
I don't know.
When I was a kid, no one ever said, you know, we need recruits because we're doing a survey on who can wash up
Yeah.
the quickest.
Are you disappointed in yourself with that one, Carl?
It is pretty dull, to be fair, and that is why we've got to bring in either Con Merchant
Okay.
or a wine merchant,
Or shut up with your face.
yeah.
Would you be able to, if I put you on the spot in the next, sort of after the next record, would you be able to give an example of how con merchant would work? I mean, is there something you could do just to sort of experiment?
Play a record. Should we play a record?
Play a
I've
tune,
got a
what's your
cough.
record
I can do better than that.
What?
Ads.
Go on. Travis on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. We're doing Educating Ricky. Right, final one. Come on, Carl.
Right, what was it? It was, some paper or something to write on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snappy.
I couldn't think of a heading for it. It's basically,
Go on.
people who have tattoos have never understood it, right? That they have something put on their arm.
Right, sorry. Have we started the educate? Is this part of it? Are you educating me? This is something that will be useful in my life that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Go on then.
No, it's just like they've got a machine out, right, that does tattoos. You come up with a design you want, and you sort of this machine scans it, and you put your arm in this thing, and you press print or whatever, and then it does the tattoo on your hand or on your
What, like
arm.
loads of little needles that follow a pattern?
Yeah,
computer, is it?
basically, yeah.
Is it a real tattoo? It's a proper.
It's a proper one. The fella said,
Well, as long as it goes out, it pierces the skin with a
I just wondered if it's
thing.
one of those kind of, those kind of.
No, it must be lots of little needles or a moving needle that can go
Sorry,
along
but
it.
how is this cleaned? Like in between each person?
dunno, probably, I don't know.
Well, no, it's only that if it's one needle, it's just the head, isn't it? If it's one needle that moves, and does it like like loads of little.
What are we gaining from a machine doing it?
Just because you know they're not going to sort of mess it up.
But hold on, how do you keep your arm still? Because your skin moves slightly. It's the machine
it's sort
won't.
of strapped to your arm.
Right,
And
so
the
it's
fella,
spread.
I mean,
So
the fella said that the tricky thing was in all this, it was the fact that nobody would let him test it out on anyone else, so he had to do it himself.
But did it work? Because the thing is with a tattoo
Yeah, it
artist,
works,
they can see when your skin's moved and they can see what they've done and they keep wiping it and looking, whereas a machine's just got to trust itself. So I think one needle could go wrong. If it was a lot of needles that it just came down, like, 1,000 needles that was an imprint.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm asking someone who hasn't delved any further than there's a machine that can give you a tattoo. That's all you've got at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yeah, basically.
That's all you've got.
I mean, that's what I've got, because I'm not a fan of tattoos. I don't.
But where did you read this again?
This was
Internet?
This was on the internet. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just don't understand why people do it. That's what got me attention. Because me,
So what have I learned from this?
that if you wanted to get one, you can get one done by a machine now. People say machines are sort of taking over and that, and there's another one. But it's just the fact. I mean, I don't know.
So give us the snappy title of this education again.
Why don't they just get a diary or some paper or something to write it on? That's what I always think when I see people with loads of tattoos. Like there's that fellow who we were talking about the other week in Scotland who was covered 99% in tattoos. It's just like, what have you done that for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't get rid of it now. You've done it now.
Yeah.
One of my uncles, like Tattoo Stan, he's just caked in them.
Right.
I don't think he's my proper uncle, but it's just like my dad's got.
Stan!
No, my dad's got.
That's a province in Russia, isn't it?
My dad's got loads of mates who.
When you say he's not your
names-
proper uncle,
do you know, like, when
Just a bloke
someone
who used to
comes
hang
around
around
with
with
you,
the
alright, Uncle Stan?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there was, my dad had loads of mates like that. There was John the Screw.
right?
So he either works in a prison or he likes to have sex.
Cabbie. Cab driver.
Okay.
There was Jimmy the Hat. I don't know what he
Jimmy
did.
the Hat.
Yeah. And,
Did he wear a hat?
No.
No.
There was Fred the Veg.
You sure he wasn't a relative?
Sorry.
Fred the Veg used to get us, like, big bags of potatoes and that.
Fred Veg, okay.
And there was Tattoo Stan. And he was just caked in them. And I used to always look at him thinking, why have you done that? I must have only been like, 6
I
or
suppose
7.
if you're born with a name like Tattoo Stan,
Exactly.
you're destined,
Sorry,
aren't you,
were
really?
they like a 1950s gang?
I'm worried
just
about, I'm worried about,
doing a bank job.
what was his name, the Hat? What was his name?
Jimmy the Hat.
I'm worried about Jimmy the Hat,
Yeah.
not having a hat.
I don't understand
Are
it.
you sure he didn't have a hat?
Not when I met him.
Did he ever wear a hat?
I didn't see him that much.
Do you think it was a joke, like, when your mate's sort of like, 8 foot and huge, you call him Little John or Tiny? Do you think?
Well, the fact that he never wore
Yeah,
a
they
hat.
went, hold on, I've noticed something about Jim. Go on. No hat. And I go, oh, true, let's call him Jim the Hat.
Jimmy the Hat, yeah. But me Uncle Stan, he had like loads of them. He did them himself,
Oh dear.
and it was always that thing.
What was it? Things like
He had like the
cross,
cut here,
cut
one
here,
on the
made in
neck.
Britain.
And if you're going to do them yourself, I'd say at least make sure you're sort of a good drawer.
Yeah.
And don't do it in a mirror so it comes out backwards.
Well, that was the other thing. But like, I remember he did. I mean, names were all right. He had like all his kids' names down his arm. And
What are they called?
Yeah.
oh god, it's
Tattoo Stan Jr.
Yeah.
and
Paul shits the bed.
I'm trying to.
Oh, Wabbai Kate.
yeah.
But he had.
Frankie never amounts to anything.
Oh God.
So he had like.
Johnny, I don't think he's mine.
So he did all this. I don't even know why I'm telling you about tattoos.
No, nor do I, Carl.
Hey,
to be honest,
I don't know if maybe you just have to picture this. But my sister had to take a photo once. She was working in like a factory, not to denigrate people who work in factories, but there happened to be a particularly oddball, kind of lank-haired, weird guy living, working in this factory, and he did his own tattoos, and she took a photo of it because she was so extraordinary. He'd drawn it himself. Now bear in mind, it was the kind of thing you saw when you were doing art when you were like 15. This is the sort of person who designed their own like heavy rock album cover.
Yeah.
He's that sort of person. So, I mean, like,
was it a dragon with breasts?
You're not far off, Rick.
No.
You're not far off. I'll tell you what it was. He had this tattooed on his back. It took up his entire back. She took a photo of it for me. He drew it himself. He had it tattooed himself, and it was just too much detail. Too much detail for a tattoo. It needs to be fairly simple, I think, to make a tattoo. It was. It was a naked female vampire having a shower.
Why was she having a shower?
Having a shower. That's why she was naked.
Yeah.
And so she was
She was presumably
She'd been out that night.
been out, a lot of blood.
Yeah, well, she was naked, so you could see her naked body.
Yeah.
She's quite a beautiful vampire, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Although the symmetry of her face was somewhat off.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that gave
Well,
it
he had a
away
bad spine.
was that she did have some pointed teeth. I
Right.
think that was how you knew she was a vampire.
Right. Was she looking?
But, he sort of drawn in all
he said to the eye, he said, listen, I want a naked bird, right? But I don't want it to be gratuitous. And he goes, well, you can put her in a shower, because then they went, pop her in a shower.
That at least gives some kind
Yeah,
of
that's the
justification for
plot.
it,
That's the
isn't it?
plot. I mean, it's justified within the story. If she's in a shower. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll have that. Carl.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Any other nicknames your friends of your family had?
What was your nickname, Carl?
Just Pilkey. Really.
Because for a minute I thought Carl the Veg would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Carl the Veg. And why has your dad got a little tattoo, Dopey Twat, on his arm?
Right, we'll do the answers to Rockbusters next, yeah?
Brilliant.
Buzzcocks. Still sounds brilliant, that.
It is a
They're
cracker.
from Manchester as well, Carl. So they get a little bit of pride there, eh?
I think one of them's one of my mate's dads.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
What's his nickname?
Well, his name was, I don't really want to say his name.
Oh, okay.
Laurie, his first name was.
Yeah. Still is, probably.
Yeah. It was a
And
good lad.
what, you know those little fellas at school that didn't know each other, weren't related and weren't friends, because it'd be too obvious, that they had webbed hands and big heads?
Yeah.
What were they, did they have any nicknames?
Again, too obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, oh, big head, or, you know.
Sure.
Oh, I bet you're good at juggling, or...
Frog twins.
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you guys, because we've just had an email here. I hate to query you, Carl, and your educating Ricky section, because I know you put a lot— don't read this, let me just read it for you. Just had an email here from Olivia, and this has also been corroborated by someone else, I forget who it was. She just tuned in, and she just heard you explaining the expression, letting the cat out of the bag.
Sure.
It's all to do with cats that were put in bags by dodgy butchers, possibly the 17th century, we're not too sure. Anyway, she claims, well, let me see, she says, she uses both the words twaddle and crap. In relation to your definition. She says letting the cat out of the bag is an old shipping expression from when sailors used to get flogged for their misdemeanours. The cat
Letting the
is
cat,
the
of
cat of
course
nine
it is.
tails,
Of
which
course it
is
is.
a kind of whip thing that they used to
Yeah.
keep hanging in a bag below deck. If it was discovered that a sailor had done something wrong, the cat would be let out of the bag
Yeah.
and get a whipping. Of
course it is.
Don't let the cat out of the bag, meaning to cover something up which is
She's
secret.
talking nonsense,
No,
right?
she's not. That's
She
the
is,
truth. That's
because
the
the
truth.
one I read about that was there's not enough room in here to swing a cat, right? And that was people who worked on a boat.
Yeah, well,
and
that's
they
the
had
same
a
way.
whip.
Well, that's fine. They
It's
can
the
have two
same one.
expressions for the
They're not
same
going to
thing.
keep going on about people working on a boat to get loads of sailors.
You can't have two phrases about the same thing!
Can't
They're
these
not
things have
gonna
got
be going...
nothing to do with their time.
Think how many-
just coming up with stuff.